Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, world. Good morning, Nigeria. Good morning, Lagos. How are we all doing? It's so good to be here. It's so good to be back in the studio this morning with you. How's everyone doing? Mm, you're welcome, very welcome to today's episode of Up You with Azine. Yeah, it's another exciting one where we dive into the world of sustainable eating and culinary innovation. Yes, that's right. I had to introduce a topic like that because the subject matter underwent an upgrade of international proportions. How you all doing? How are you all doing? Mm, I hope everybody's good. A lot of things are going on right now in our world and in our space, and especially in our country, Nigeria. And I want to use this 1 second to enjoin everybody, as in everybody, to please maintain peace. Even if we're going out to protest, please let's protest peacefully. Let's not destroy lives and property. Let's do what we have to do, but let us also be peaceful about doing it. Um, you can see it looks like I've been crying, and it's true, I cried because I lost someone. I got the news this morning as I was getting ready, and I couldn't help but cry. Onyoka Oweno is an icon, and I'm paying my respects here on this um, show this morning. I'm still very emotional about it. Um, we were to do a show after the conference, but alas, it is what it is. May her soul rest in peace, and may all grieving find strength. Welcome to the show. Welcome. You're very welcome. Please settle in, and we will do the show today. To honor everyone that we need to honor, we will do the show today. Yeah? So the topic is sustainable eating, the vision behind the Fufu Factory. Is Up Here with Ezine, still your favorite female-centric show, and I'm here to keep you company as usual. So let's do this, my beautiful people. Finding self, finding purpose, and I'm still your host. Yes. Mhm. As always, I'm thrilled to have you join us on today's episode. The topic is sustainable eating, the vision behind the Fufu Factory. Settle in, like, and share the link. Bring in your sisters, bring in your friends, bring in everybody who needs to learn a thing or two about sustainability, and so that we can begin at the beginning. Today, we're talking about fufu. Yes, our beloved fufu. That staple food that originated from West Africa, made from starchy vegetables like cassava, yams, or plantains. The ingredients are boiled and pounded into a dough-like consistency. Fufu has been a traditional dish for centuries, deeply integrated into the culinary cultures of countries such as Nigeria, Ghana, and Cameroon. It is typically served with soups or stews and is eaten by tearing off a small piece and dipping it into the accompanying stew or soup dish. But hey, that's the fufu your grandmother made that I just described. Mm. Did you know that our beloved fufu has gone global and is now making waves as a discerning food option worldwide? How did this happen? Stay with me to find out more. Be kind to follow us on all our social media platforms at Up You with Ezine on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and X. We'd love to connect with you and keep the conversation going long after the live episode has ended. Please like and share the stream. It is one way you help our ministry so we can continue to serve you better. The topic today is sustainable eating, the vision behind the Fufu Factory. May I remind you that all episodes of Up You with Ezine are on our YouTube and podcast channels at Up You with Ezine. Be sure to follow us and don't miss a thing. It's time to bring up our guest into the studio, so please stay with me. This is Up You with Ezine, and we are live on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. If you're just joining us, this is Up You with Ezine, and the topic on the banner is sustainable eating, the vision behind the Fufu Factory. Hold on to see the vision. Okay, our guest today is Kehinde Omojuyigbe, also known as KCO, the force of nature redefining success. With over 25 years of experience, she's a business leader, visionary entrepreneur, and unstoppable force for good. KCO's journey is a masterclass in turning challenges into triumphs. From banking to groundbreaking insurance, innovations, and asset management, she's a testament to the power of passion and perseverance. As CEO of Mutual Benefits Assurance Liberia, she didn't just rock the insurance world, she became an inspiration for aspiring leaders globally. But KCO transcends the corporate sphere. She's the mastermind behind the Fufu Factory, a revolutionary business proving that sustainability and delectable delights go hand in hand. With her vision, the Fufu Factory is saving the planet one delicious bite at a time. A lifelong learner, KCO hons her edge at top institutions like LBS, IESE, and CEIBS. From the classroom to the boardroom, she always is ahead of the curve, ready to conquer any challenge. Her drive doesn't stop there because when not changing the world, she's lost in a good book, creating stunning design spaces, grooving to captivating music, or exploring exotic destinations. Dear everyone, world over, please join me to welcome to the show this morning the one, the only Kehinde Omojuyigbe, with her infectious energy, fearless spirit, and boundless enthusiasm. We're certainly in for a quality time of learning this morning. Good morning, KCO. Good morning, Kehinde. I'm going to be
Good
using your
morning,
name
Sue.
interchangeably.
Yeah,
How
KCO is
are you?
actually Kehinde Cecilia Omojuyigbe. So yeah, you're good. And
Good, good,
how am
good.
I?
Yes, how are
I'm
you?
good. I'm good, but a bit ruffled. After reading about Onyeka Oweno this morning, that came as a shock. That was some unpleasant shock.
I know. And you know, the amazing thing is, you begin to question what exactly life is all about, especially if you saw the video where she was performing before she was said to have slumped. I looked at that video over and over and I said, how is it that this person dancing like this was going to be dead the next minute? Um, we may her soul rest in peace.
Amen. Amen.
May her
Amen.
soul rest in peace. And so now she's passed on the torch to us. So we need to carry the torch. But more importantly, we need to look after ourselves.
Yeah.
More importantly. Okie dokie. On that note, Kehinde, I'm going to start this conversation by saying from insurance to asset management to LBS, IEIS, IESE, CEIBS, all of that, and you come to settle down to fufu. Tell me about it. How did you go
And
from
guess,
there to fufu?
and guess what? I actually own that crown. Like I wear with so much pride. I, when I introduce myself now, I tell people, "Oh, my name is Kehinde Omoni Fufu.
Oh, morning fufu. Oh my
Omoni
good.
Fufu." Yeah, um, really, honestly, I take all of that with so much joy.
Mhm.
I, but I won't take the the accolade for going into Fufu. I think that the Holy Spirit will have to take that because it was actually a clear instruction from Him.
Mhm.
It's my journey into the food industry is a very It was a long time coming. In 2012, I left corporate world and went to England to study interior design. I wanted to come back and just be a designer.
And be my
And
competitor.
no, I will be your complimenter. No, don't worry. We will have aligned to work together. And then I sat down in my sitting room one day, and the Lord said to me, "Let me teach you how to dream." And He said,
Mm.
"Food." Oh, I was quick to jump up. Food? No, 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 no. I've suffered with obesity all my life. No, no, no. I can't do catering. I can't do. And He said to me, I said, "Let me teach you how to dream." Is catering the only thing about food? Yeah, that was how Isaac said it exactly to me. And there goes the start of my venture into the food industry. And then he opened my mind up. And then when my children are gone off to sleep for the night, then I'll sit on the internet and start my research. And I started researching and started researching and started researching. And then the first thing I wanted to do was to do coconuts. And I actually single-handedly came up with this business plan, integrated coconut business. And that went south. And then later I did another business plan. I was going to go into fruits and vegetables and all of that. I even got I got this classmate of mine, another classmate of mine that were billionaires to partner with me in the business, but he never saw the light of the day because the day the last assignment for the factory equipment came in was the day I got the offer to go work outside Nigeria as the MD of Mutual Benefit Liberia. And I was very vexed in my spirit. And I went to my pastor then, Pastor Dapo, and I said to him, and he said, "Kehinde, on this project, you don't have peace. Just go, let the Lord lead you." One
Mm.
morning, I was coming out of my bathroom, and I hear him say to me, "The vision is for an appointed time."
Though it may tarry, wait for it. Mm.
And there I was, resolving to going back to my corporate life, enjoying myself, being my baby girl, and all of that.
I love that for
And
you.
and then in 2021 September, he said to me, "The Brooks is dry." I didn't understand what that means. The Brooks is dry. I have children. It was a lot easier to pay my children's school fees from Canada with the banking system. My life was on almost on auto drive. It was easier. I didn't know what that was. But I knew that he was nudging me to walk away. But I wanted to stay back because like I said, it was easier. And I refused to. And then in 2002, I went through the worst crisis of my life. But in the midst of that crisis, it taught me so many things, building me everything that I needed to be ready for Fufu Factory. It built it in me. But while doing that, my trip to Liberia was the first time I ever went into anywhere outside within the West Africa. I do travel, but I never went to West Africa. But doing my journey in Liberia makes me now go to. I started traveling around, and I realized there was just one common food among all of us in West Africa. It was the fufu, and he sowed that seed in my heart. I didn't know anything. But he has dropped that seed in my heart. And so I was researching and I was researching and I was researching. But what I saw while doing the trip or traveling was that fufu was always being made in very, very unhygienic environment. It's so nauseating. It was almost like a common denomination among this is the only way you can make fufu. And so I started thinking, is there a better way to do this? What else out to do this? I remember calling one of my friends, Dr. Yepon, one Sunday morning, and I said to him, "Look, this is playing in my head. Is there a way this can be automated?" And the man said, "Kehinde, you are your crazy ideas. Okay, let's work on it together. Let's see what we can do." And I wasn't thinking of it. But December 25th, 2002, my pastor, of blessed memory, Dr. Taiwo Dukoya, has a tradition. Once he months the people, the first thing he does is worship. And we were in that section, and my heart was going to overflow with gratitude for what I have been through and what I was just coming out from. And at that point, the push of my heart was just to go on my knees to my maker and say thank you. And as I bent to say thank you, I had the Lord said to me, start with fufu.
Wow.
Nah, this couldn't have been.
I can imagine.
I was, my father is a Kitty, my mother is in Jasha. When I was younger, my mom would say, touch the back of your ear. My
Mm-hmm.
father eats pounded yam 4 or 5 times in a week. So you will do that. The pounded yam must come as light as that, as fluffy as that, and it must be hot. So if you were talking about pounded yam, it would have been something I have done all my life. And then he said, fufu. There was no correlation. I'm not even a solid person. So, but that's how it started. He said, start with fufu. And I wouldn't say that I really consider it. And when I was coming home from church, I could show you the spot on the express where he said, where his next instruction came to me. And I was like, okay, Lord, how do we do this? Remember, I said he has been sowing a seed in my heart, and I've been doing research and I've been gathering information. I even have experiments of fufu in my freezer of years. But it was never something I took seriously. If you're going to ask me if I was going to go into food industry, oh, I'd rather do something more refined, something that shows that I've gone to school, I'm
Something
educated.
posh.
Yes, something posh, Not,
I know. I know.
not fufu. Because I remember when I told a friend of mine, she looked at me and said, what are you talking about? That smelling thing? Please, please,
Oh
please, please, please,
yeah.
please. Can't you even think of something else? Why do you have to do that? I spoke to another creator friend of mine, one of the big names in catering, and she was like, Kehinde, you're not even thinking of something that everybody's using. Which one is fufu?
Because when you go to business school, we're always told, think of something you can do that everybody will have a need for. And here you are. You said you want to go into something that people really do not, mm, but here we are. When you were talking, Kanye, a couple of things were running through my head. I'll start with the first one that hit me like a bolt. I've suffered with obesity all my life, and I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you and I'm looking at the obesity. Where is it?
Okay, so I used to be 138 kg.
Ha.
And I grew up to know myself in the size of size 16, 18. So but I went as far as size 24. Today, I'm size 90. I'm 90 kg from 138.
Okay, we're not going to have this conversation on camera because you see, look at our pictures, right? So you see that you have to do some work for me. Huh? So, so that was the first thing that hit me. When you said, "All my life I've been obsessed," and I'm looking at you and I'm like, "Okay, all your life. Whoa, that's some transformation that you've done there." So now it just goes to show that you are on a roll with this sustainability thing that you are doing, because I can see that you first have transformed yourself, and you are in a better position to transform the fufu that you have grabbed, and I like the fact that you say the Lord told you to do, because honestly, when I didn't want to read after I looked at your CV, your profile, the formal one that was sent to us. I said, no, I'm not going to read this thing. I'm not going to read this thing because How can this person with all these accolades, just tell me that she wants to do fufu, But so I read the softer one, but even that softer one, anybody who knows those schools knows that you've been there doing some magical things. And now you've settled for fufu. I will tell you a short story. I didn't like fufu because my first encounter with fufu was in 1980, to be precise. So all my life I'd gone on for close to 10 years without knowing there was a thing called fufu. And then here I was, the vacation of my 10th year, long vacation of my 10th year. My parents decided I need to go to the village to get a feel of life. And so they sent me to go and live with my grandma. Man, this woman could eat fufu for Africa, you know. And the process was tedious. We had to go to the farm, get the cassava, come back home, peel this cassava, wash them, then carry them to some place for some grinding machine to grind it. Then we put them in sacks, and then she will tie it very nicely and then turn it upside down, and we put a stone on top of it so that the water can drain. You see, I know this process, huh? And then thereafter, after some time, when she feels that the draining is okay, she now says we are going to fry it, and the fire is a hot furnace for a 10-year-old who's never seen fire in her life. We'll just with her big brown pan, and then there we are. And she's frying, we're frying. Sometimes she'll add oil to change the color to yellow and everything. Oh, no, that's for frying the gari. Then for
Yeah.
the fufu itself, we'll carry it like that and put it inside like a big pot, you
But
know, and then we're turning it. And she will give it to me. Oh, I should be turning. I'm sweating. I'm turning. And oh my goodness. And then when you're done with all of this, the thing smells awful. And so I never used to eat. I used to embarrass her. I will go and sit because our village house is like on the road. So I'll go and sit in front of the gate. So everybody driving past that see me and they'll be saying, ah, what is this child sitting here doing? I say, my grandma, she wants me to eat apple. Because that's what we call it in my village. I did all that. Fast forward, I went to go and marry a man. Oh my goodness. And my husband's favorite food turns out to be what? Fufu.
fantastic.
So it was either I was going to eat this fufu or I was going to be miserable because you know how you start out getting married and you want to eat one meal together. We eat one meal together. And so when you say that one meal you want, my husband will say fufu. Anyway, so today I eat fufu and I love fufu. It was so nice finding yours, which is why you're on this show. Because when I saw yours, oh my goodness, I made it. Oh gosh, it's so easy. It is not like my grandmother's own, and it does not smell. How did you do that? How did you do that?
So first of all, let me tell you, I think that your grandmother is even ahead of her time to
Oh,
even like after peeling, she goes to blend it with the grinder. I think she's
oh
ahead
yes.
of her time because I went to Abeokuta to learn the traditional way of making fufu. I
Mm-hmm.
started from going to get my cassava in the farm and all of that. And so the really traditional way is you soak it, and then after you finish soaking it, you have to come after the fermentation, you have to come sieve and wash to have the fufu. So they don't grind it. Then
Mm,
yes. But
okay.
so your grandmother has done you a favor. You're not
Oh
even
yes, we used to
missing
go to the
all the
grinder,
smell.
big grinder, and then we just put it in and they grind it. Yeah.
So she's ahead of our time.
Okay.
But at the Fufu Factory, first it was the desire. Well, after like telling myself, okay, I can't run away from this. And like I said, it was at one of the lowest point of my life when I didn't have money. I started the Fufu Factory with 10,000 naira.
Hmm.
But I decided to, the Bible says, study to show yourself approved, a workmanship that needed to be afraid. I needed, first at a point, I got to a point in my life where I was like, Father, thank you for trusting me enough for this dream. And then I needed to do, I've done my research before, but if I'm going to take this commercial, what am I going to do? How do I go about this? And I remember even trying to get an equipment. I went all the way to Otta and I had an accident and people died on the road. You will have thought that that's enough to deter me, but no, it was just me. It was for me, it was a sign to like, okay, Lord, I am going to put this. And because if the Lord is going to trust me with something, I need to show that I'm ready for that thing. And so at a point in my head, I knew that I wanted to bring the rich, authentic taste of tradition of West Africa and blend it with the highest hygiene, innovation, and make it look appealing enough for people to be able to spend their money. Remember, first of all, I have a training in interior design. That's it. It's when you design, it must be pleasing to the
Shows
eyes.
in the packaging. It shows
Yeah.
in the packaging.
So it just has to come with that. So it was not going to be anything short of that. It's got to be pleasing.
Mhm.
And because of, again, I know about the Paris Accord, 2015 Paris Environmental Sustainable Accord. I know about
Mhm.
that.
Mhm.
There was no way I was going to do business that I wasn't going to put sustainability into my business, not with my exposure, not with my education. I remember I actually took, like I said, it's like the Lord has been preparing me all these years for this. Because even during the COVID lockdown, I took a course on sustainability accounting. So there was no way he wasn't going to play in the business that I was going to go into. So I asked myself, in what areas are we going to show this? In what area are we going to be, put all of this into play in the business? And it was like, listen out, what are my procedures? What are my operations? And then begin to tick uh, which where does sustainability comes from. So first of all, from sourcing our raw materials so that we reduce our carbon impact on the environment. We source
Footprints. Yeah.
from farmers, and then it will interest you. One of our bigger goal is that even the peel. Right now, our peel are just dried and used as animals feed. Well, the plan is to turn it to biodegradable wraps to wrap our fufu, so that when you're done with your wrap, it decay, and we're not contributing more nonsense into the environment.
Just hold it.
Um,
Kehinde, sorry to stop you. Just hold it because you are now going into details, and I want everybody to get it. I want to tell you what people are saying so that you can understand why you need to give us more meat. So Itoro F. Young Bright is here, and Itoro says this is awesome because many fufu production centers have become a nuisance to the community. And now, for everyone who says school is a scam, you better come and listen to Kehinde, because what she's saying, what she's doing, she can only do because she's doing cross application of the things that she learned in school and the things that she learned as a CEO in the corporate world, that she's now cross applying and transferring into the Fufu factory. Ladies and gentlemen, Fufu has a factory. And now I'm going to invite KCO again to just keep telling us. Ah, I'm blown. Go ahead.
Thank you. And so for our packaging, none of Fufu Factory package has a one-time use.
Mm-hmm.
So
So
when
that
you're done, yes, when you're done with using our product that's in there, you can reuse over and over and over again.
good to know.
Um, it's not an easy decision, but it's a deliberate decision. Um, we're so conscious of that we cannot add, because plastic in the environment is a nuisance on its own. So we cannot afford to be part of it. One of the things we're actually looking forward to do, we're NAFDAC certified. We're the only fufu center that is NAFDAC certified.
Big ups.
I
I
don't
think,
know if it comes any better.
can somebody please tag for me, anybody on the stream, please tag Josephine Oba to this conversation, because she needs to see that her cause for sustainability and healing the environment, that some people are already living it alongside her, so that she will know that yeah, her preaching is working. This is interesting stuff. Yeah. Thank you, Kehinde. Thank you very much for thinking about our world, and thank you for thinking about ourselves, because now I will go back to look at my bag of fufu from Fufu Factory. So I enjoy the fufu for my stomach, and I can reuse my bag for as long as I want to. And if I
Mhm.
get tired of the bag, it is biodegradable. So it does not become a nuisance and block the gutters and then cause water not to flow. This is really deep thinking. I love the way that you're thinking. Now, quick one. Let me jump on this one before I go back to track. I ate that fufu yesterday. And what I found interesting, apart from the fact that it turned out all smooth and everything, is the fact that it still had that original thing of smacking my cheeks. You know, when you eat fufu, you get that taste. Chum, 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 chum. How did you do that? How?
Now that's the beauty of what we do. I see a lot of people write on their package odorless fufu, and I laugh. When you make fufu powder, it becomes odorless, but it doesn't have the authentic taste. You know, that sour taste, that taste that gets
Yes,
you to know.
okay, that's the word sour, because it just slaps you a bit.
Yeah, sweet sour taste that slaps
Mhm.
you. That's what we bring into the market. The
Oh,
authentic taste without the smell.
mm, mm,
That's what the Fufu Factory paste brings to your table. That's what we bring to your restaurant when you ask us to make, when we supply fufu for you. That's what you give to your guests at the party when we brand souvenirs for you to give as a gift pack at your party. And um, there's a lot of unhealthy things that goes around with this fufu thing. We are on that oath of God to save life, to preserve life. We're
mm.
never going to get into that. We have an FDA number already, so it means that our product goes into the American market.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. I
And
told you people without knowing that this fufu has gone to Harvard. You see, he's in America. Okay, go ahead.
and and it's joy. It's actually just pure joy for us. If you see a lot of fufu centers, you don't even see the water they use in cooking. At our
Mm,
factory, we have water treatment. We cook with water treatment. We have water treatment. Is a lot of bills, but that's why we're in this business, to change the game. We cook with
good.
clean energy, even though that's part of the challenge of this business, but that's it is what it is. Somebody said a lot of food center has become a nuisance. That we don't want to be one of those. We're saying that we can actually do this without doing that part of it, without being that nuisance in the environment. We're doing this to say, look, our commitment is to save the environment, to save people, and to support the local environment, to support healthy eating. Because fufu is actually one of the most healthy solids that you can have.
We'll get to that. Excuse me. We'll get to that. Kehinde, thank you. Honestly, I'm amazed and I'm really, really elated at how you have consciously modernized fufu, consciously modernized fufu while still keeping it authentic and delicious. I must give you your flowers right now because it's a huge one you've done. I remember in those days, when we travel abroad, we are discussing with friends, and they'll say, "Oh, there's a challenge in cooking Nigerian foods, because it's also heavy, it's also messy." I remember a friend a couple of years ago; she wanted to start something around her food, and take it global. And when she got to Dubai to discuss with some investors, they were like, "Oh, you see, this food is not easy. You cannot measure. You cannot do like this. It's not replicatable easily and stuff like that." And here you are, in one fell swoop, you've solved one problem. You know, so if I am a lover of fufu and I live abroad, I don't have to just constantly go to Nigerian restaurants or African restaurants all the time. I don't have to buy the fufu that they give to me that when I finish doing it, nothing tells me that it's fufu. It might as well be any other brand of swallow because they all look
Bread.
alike, they all taste alike. But now here you are, you have single-handedly in amazingly, because it's still amazing to me, modernized fufu such that it can travel, and I'm still thinking it's the one in my village.
Thank you.
So, well done. Someone's favor says, "Wow, authentic taste without the smell. I think I really want to taste this particular fufu already." Okay, no problems,
Thank
favor.
you.
We're going to be calling out where you can find fufu at the end of the day, but let's go on with the show. So, Katie, do you have variants to this fufu, or is it just the one that I know? Are there unique flavors and variations to your products?
Okay. At the moment, we have our ready to eat and our ready to cook.
Hmm.
So, so we actually are ready to eat fufu that you just buy.
Hmm.
You warm, or if you're the type that can eat cold fufu, you eat and you're good to go.
No, hold on. I didn't see that one in the supermarket though. Oh, you've already made it.
Yes.
So I just buy it.
Some people actually call it burger.
Oh, fufu burger. Oh my goodness.
Yes,
Oh my
and
goodness, fufu burger.
yes, we've wrapped it. It comes in a wrap, the Fufu Factory wraps, with a
Hmm.
seal of authentication on it as well, and it
Hmm.
comes in a bag. We have a pack of 6 and we have a pack of 10.
Oh wow. So you can actually serve a
Yes,
family.
yes,
So I don't have to give myself headache. I'm running late or something. I just want a quiet weekend. I simply just order the fufu burger. Hey, oh
yes,
God, this is getting interesting. And then
yes,
order my soup from anywhere, and then my family can have a good meal. Women, are you
yeah,
listening? You don't have to sweat
yeah.
all the time. Sometimes you should
And
give yourself a holiday and make sure that you're patronizing our sisters that are doing amazing. Oh wow.
and you're
Okay, go
sure of
ahead.
what you're eating. Our fufu actually come with an additional vitamin A. Yes, because for us, it's about you at the end of the day. Fufu's got almost no sugar. Fufu can be filling. Do you know that if you take 100 grams of fufu, you take 100 grams of fufu, you'll have taken 50% of your daily need calcium for that day.
As in the calcium that my bone requires.
For that day, yes. With a 100 grams of fufu, you will have had 50% of your daily requirements for that day.
So therefore, what you're saying to me is that instead of me to go and buy a pack of calcium, I might as well eat fufu like 4 times in a week and I'll be good.
Yeah.
Oh, nah. Come
And
on.
do you know the beauty
Come
of
on.
it is that It's good for diabetes patients. It's good for obesity because of the glycemic index. It does not spike up your sugar level. So you're trying to watch your weight. Like 50 gram of fufu takes me the whole day. I'm good with good protein. I'm fine. And because it's proud, it's fermented product. That's healing to your gut already.
Yes, yes, yes. We when we talk about fermented products, we all go ghee and then we go yogurt. But now you see there is fufu.
Yes. And the beauty of it is knowing that at the end of the day, it actually boosts it actually boosts sex boosts sex spam count, is good for libido, increases your libido, increases energy,
Can you see that
is
my
good
face
for
is
men,
going down?
is good for men with for prostrate.
What
You
is
don't have
wrong with
any
us as
business.
a people? Why do we not
Yes,
know
so
these
you
things
don't
and
have any
promote the things
business
that
not
matter?
eating. You don't have any business not eating fufu now that you have an option that it is not smelling. It's one of the best food you can actually have.
It's amazing. You see, as you're talking, you know what's ringing in my head? My people perish because they lack knowledge. I think that you should go on a mass education kind of thingy where you
Yeah.
are, I don't know where you're going to do it, where you're going to be telling all of us that all these benefits that you've said now, because for me, it's my eyes are growing bigger and I'm like, wow, really? Fufu? Because I can tell you
Mm-hmm.
for only reason why I eat fufu now is because my husband likes it. And I'm not even sure that my husband knows why he likes it. I'll probably go and ask him after the show. I'm not sure he knows all this vitamin A, calcium, and everything. And, you know, listen, I was talking to a medical doctor the other day, and she said to me, she works in Lut, and she said to me, people are no longer coming to the hospitals. They can't afford it. The cost of medicine and hospital is very expensive now. And I said, so does it mean they no longer fall sick? He said, I'm falling sick now, but they can't afford it. So now, with knowledge like what you're saying to me now, we can actually turn our food to also become our medicine, and that way we
Yes.
don't fall sick. Can you imagine?
Yes.
It's good for diabetes. And my last guest last week told us that a whole lot of us are walking around with type 2 diabetes without even realizing it, you know, from because of what we eat and everything. And so here you are saying to us already that we can even begin to reverse our diabetes by eating your fufu. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
wow. And then we can get our daily supply of calcium by eating your fufu. Ah,
Mm-hmm.
wow. We need to shout this more from the rooftop. I don't know how where the roof is, but I'm willing to go there with you and we'll be shouting together. This is amazing. This is really
Thank
amazing.
you.
So, yeah, what measures do you have in place, to educate your customers about sustainable eating and about all of these things that we're talking about now?
July 1st, Fufu Factory became one. Um, we were trying to get into the market, get to be a brand and all of that. We push educational materials on our social media pages,
Mhm.
but we are deliberate about this new year to have outreach, to do in a bigger way for us to be able to reach the world and say, look, you have an healthy options in front of you. Stop neglecting it. Stop overlooking overlooking it. We understood that part of the reason why a lot of people don't eat fufu before it's because of the unhygienic ways and places where they are being made. Now you have a healthy option one, and you actually even have the options that you can make by yourself in your home, where in less than 5 minutes you have a meal ready just the way you want it. Because with our, even our paste, you can make it from the micro, you can make it with the microwave. In 3 minutes you have a meal ready. And so it's not about, you're not stretching. Number one. Number two, it won't form a lump, whether on the stove or in the microwave. It's because of the processes that we've taken it through, just to make sure that you have something almost ready to go. Part of the bigger dream is to have the fufu that is ready to go, that anywhere have a fufu and even your soup on the go. That's part of the larger vision. But as of where we are now, you can actually have a fufu ready for you in 5 minutes. And just like you said, if the days you feel like giving yourself a break, this morning we've had a gentleman order 7 packs of our ready to eat. I get orders from Banana Island, I get orders from Parkview, we get orders around the world. We actually even have a particular person that we ship to in New York, our ready to eat, almost every Monday.
Oh, wow.
Yes, we supply
So
some
therefore,
of the we supply some of the biggest chain food outlets fufu. Every money we supply them fresh made fufu. We deliver. See, if you have a restaurant, you have a booker, you have a eatery, where your partners in being guarantee what you're serving your customers. So you don't have a reason not to have fufu on your meal list. And even if you're in an hotel, yes, our ready to eat paste is something that you make available for your guests in less than 5 minutes. You can serve your guests what they want. So really, it can't get better than this at the moment.
as I'm listening to you, I'm like, okay, I hope all these people are here. If they're not here, let's start tagging them, please. Restaurateurs, hoteliers, and all that. Because you see, this idea of, sometimes I want to eat local food. I really want to eat local food. I don't want something that comes out of my kitchen. I want to eat something that has some kind of flavor. And then you go to all these restaurants and then you want to eat, and then they greet you very well and they give you a seat and everything. And then the next thing, they bring you water for washing hands. And then the next thing, they bring cup. The next thing, they bring water. You see, that's just at that point, someone like me, I just tell myself, oh, we're in for a long wait. And sometimes you wait as much as 45 minutes because they tell you we're making it fresh. See, salvation has come for all of you. You better go and buy this fufu so that when I come to your restaurant, it takes you 5 minutes and you give me food. Because you see, the reason why we come is because we're hungry. We have not come to be doing fasting for 45 minutes. Eh, I'm calling all of you, all you restaurateurs out. You better go. You better go. Some of them make amazing food, but it takes a lot of time. So, yes, this is really a time saver and a game changer. I am really very, very pleased with this, honestly. But seriously, again, Kehinde, from what you're telling us, yeah, reception has been very good. I mean, this is just 1 year. And if in 1 year you've done all of this, you're actually in the beginning of your second year. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. She just talked about reception, and reception just went. Ooh. Hey, whoa.
What's your capacity like? Because you see, the avalanche is coming. What's your capacity to be able to in the factory? What do you produce in a day? How do you? I mean, tell us.
It will interest you. First of all, we're already preparing for expansion. We just gotten new equipment. We have new equipment coming in. The projection is to be able to do 50,000 wrap of fufu burger every day.
50,000 fufu burger. Oh,
Every day.
wow.
That is our projection. That's where we're heading for. That's what we're working on.
What do you
Still,
currently do?
right now we do less than 10,000.
Okay.
But we've invested into that for that capacity to start. for our new year. And our pace, we do 2,500 bags per day.
Wow. That's some volume. And
Yeah.
I know that you're going to get more people, going forward, but you're doing good. And so you're ready
Mhm.
to go to 50,000.
Yes.
And
And
that's
let
your
me tell you one
second
of the
year.
things.
My
Let
friends.
me tell you one of the things we even started doing, because of the fact that we're bent on not having any waste to the environment. We
Mm.
discover a new product as part of our byproducts. And so right now, we make what is called the white amala lafu from our byproduct. Because we don't package products, we process, and so we have our byproduct. And so we have a whole new line, white amala, from our waste.
Can you see me dancing for you? Is that what they call backward integration?
No, not backward integration. It's actually
Is that a line
making sure
extension?
it. So yes, you could call it a line extension that we didn't know was there until we started. But
Don't
because we
mind
didn't
me.
want to contribute waste to the environment, we saw it, and we just started doing that.
Don't mind me. I'm trying to also show you that I went to a business school. So you're not the
You'll be
only one
shocked.
shining here.
Our white Tamala or Lafu had gone to America, had gone to London. And I'm humbled by the review we get even on that. People tell me they cannot believe what they have in their hand. And because we process and produce our thing, you don't have any fear of adulteration or mix, because we're not packagers, we're producers. And
So your hands on. If
we're
you're
hands
just
on.
joining us, network, be careful there. Are you with me still?
Yes, I am.
Casey, are you with me?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me? I'm with you.
Okay. If you're just joining us, this is Up You with Okay, if you're just joining us, this is Up You with Ezine, and today we're discussing sustainable eating, the vision behind the Fufu Factory. And Kehinde was just telling us about the reception of her products at home and abroad. Her product is well received in America, in the UK, and back home here in Nigeria. And I dare say that this product is finding its way to other West African countries. Um, it's very, very interesting. Very interesting. Yes, somebody says it's unbelievable. You're now making white amala from your byproduct. That is what happens when you talk about sustainability. Because you see, what you are doing is to provide food for us, food that is good for our health, and food that is cost effective, and one that we can eat for a long time without hurting ourselves and hurting our environment. It's really, really mind blowing.
Thank you.
Now, let me ask you, if I eat this your fufu from now,
Mhm.
12 August, how many kg will I lose? Because that's me now. I want to go
This is,
on a fufu diet.
look, the beauty of fufu is this, because it doesn't
Mhm,
spike your sugar level. See, it doesn't convert your carbohydrate to fat.
mhm.
And because it's filling, you just have more than you take more than enough that sustain you the whole day.
Mhm.
And remember, weight loss, less calorie less calorie you eat than you use, you lose the weight.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I'm saying I'm going to make myself a poster child for your fufu now. I know you didn't ask me, yeah, but I'm going to. So I'm going to, starting from tomorrow, which is 1st of August, do a one meal a day, and I do your fufu, and I do it all the way. And hopefully, by the time you see me on the 31st of August at the Up You Women Conference, I'll be looking so glam. I'll have so
And,
much
and,
energy.
and your skin will thank you for it as well. Even your
Oh,
skin will thank you.
oh, wow. Amazing stuff.
Your
Amazing.
nails will thank you for it. Your hair will thank you for it.
Oh, wow. Because you see, as we get older, these things become brittle. I noticed that my
Mm-hmm,
nails break easier these days. Small thing, the nail is broken. So I'm
mm-hmm.
going to fortify it now with this Harvard fufu. Oh my goodness. I'll start with the burger again. Interesting stuff. Very interesting, honestly. So, but now let's come back. Let's leave your business a bit because I see that you're very passionate about it. And I see that you can talk about it from now till thy kingdom come. Um, no, but before I let you go on, before I stop asking you about the business, how have you been coping in this our climb funding, everything? Everybody's complaining. How are you staying afloat?
Um, we've been deliberate about a few things, and I think that, like I said, with the background that I have, been it's made a lot of things easier for me. Um, like having to be able to open my mouth to ask for credit from my suppliers, understanding what are my priorities, and then adaptability. When we started the business, gas was not what it used to be. As at this morning, within last week and this morning, price has increased by 37.2%.
I know. I know. That's why I
And
asked.
it's a lot of keeping your eye on the figures. I make fufu, but I tell my team we're putting a science around fufu.
We are putting a science around fufu.
Yes. For me, at the end of the day, that's what I want Fufu Factory to be known for. That we put a science around fufu. And you can relate, you can understand a lot of things. It's not a gimmick, it's not just some smelling thing that you eat. It's about the fact that we can say, okay, this is what this is, and this is what we can do, this is what we can get out of it. Let me tell you, one of my dream is to be able to make pasta. What I want to do, this is what I want to do. I want to make fufu something you can have for breakfast, you can have for lunch, you can have for dinner. You can even have as dessert. So it's just not an option of,
Revolution coming, guys.
it's not just an option of having it as a solid. For me, the idea is if I have this product, and this is where I'm thinking collaboration, I'm thinking, chef, what can we do? How do we make this product? I want to make pasta out of it. I want to make spaghetti out of it. I want to make noodles out of it. I want to do dessert from it. I want to do everything. I want it to be
So,
something that you can have
so,
anywhere, anytime.
so you're painting for me now a future where I will get some noodles and the cassava noodles or the fufu noodles. And
Yes,
I
you will go through the fufu process, not even just because it's cassava, but you will go through the fufu process and have, so that every benefit that is in that fufu can be part of what you're eating.
And so I will just cook it and then I'll put soup on it. If I want, I'll put stew on it. And if I'm from Ghana, I'll throw in some eggs. Oh my
Mm.
goodness. And enjoy. And then that's not
Yes,
enough. You're now thinking, there's this lady, Nelly Abogu, who has done the ugu chips. She
yes,
made ugu into chips and then we
yes.
can chew them. So very soon you're gonna give us the fufu flakes or something. I don't know. Oh, I love women that think. I love women that challenge themselves. I love women that think. You see, I told somebody the other day that thinking outside of the box or thinking inside the box is no longer in vogue. That we've scattered the box.
Pata pata,
We
completely.
have scattered the box
We,
because
we can't be held back by it.
this is high level thinking right here. And so long as you've put your hand on the plow already, and I know that you're not going back on it. So it's just a question of time, and we'll begin to see these things that you're talking about. I'm already even visualizing myself walking into a food store somewhere in Germany, and I will see something by Fufu Factory. And if
Very
I go to
soon.
France, I see something by Fufu Factory, and I'm going to be shouting, "Oh my goodness, I know her! Oh my!" Sorry, I'm getting ready to be famsing you, so please indulge me. If you hear that I said I know you, please just say it's true.
You're so amazing. Thank you
Oh
so much.
goodness, this is so awesome. I like when people are thinking. And for me, the lesson here today is there's something in your hands, because it's not going to be something that will come from the stratosphere. It's something that you already know. I like the way you said the Lord was always preparing you for this place, but you didn't realize it was. I'm sure you thought, okay, when I conquer Liberia, I'll probably go to Monrovia, I'll go to another Via, or another African country, and all of that, until you probably even become the group chairman of something. But the Lord had other things in plan for you. And all of that you have been doing is all part of fulfilling your purpose. The other day we were talking, and somebody said on the show that your purpose grows as you grow. There's no one purpose.
Mm-mm.
So you have translated it. Honestly, your life is amazing. You know, you have translated from one purpose to another, but it's still, if you look at it, you still see the same common threads running through it. Serving the people, ensuring that they're healthy, ensuring that your environment is healthy. Because when you help somebody get assets, you're ensuring that the person is stable, isn't it?
Yeah.
Then you help somebody eat well, you're ensuring that their health is stable. I like
Mm-hmm.
it. I like it. I like it for you, and I like it for myself that I'm interviewing you.
Thank you. Thank
Okay,
you.
great. When you're not doing Fufu Factory, what do you do? Because we want to know you so that we can understand how you think and how you came up to this point.
Yeah. When I'm not doing fufu, I'm looking at one space or the other. I'm envisaging and I'm dismantling a space in my head somehow. But also I love fashion. I love
Mm,
fashion. I think that in the design space, I function. I love to design jewelry. I love to design clothes. I love to design space. So when you put area together, I easily flow in any of it, and I'm always constantly trying to put myself into that. I just discovered another one that I love, enjoy doing. I love writing now. I wrote a book for my 50th birthday, um, Fatherhood to Her. And then after that, I've started writing and writing. I have a loads and loads of unprinted articles. I think I'm going to open a blog or a website to just start to put that out. I realized recently that writing helps me to distress and helps me to put words into me. And sometimes when I finish writing those things, it helps me to challenge me and makes me think deeper. And, and after that, I love my children. And I am worried about this Gen Z. They've become a focus for me these days. I see a generation that I'm afraid of. Recently in my factory, I sacked 7 of them because I couldn't deal with them anymore. Um, they're an handful, and that there's something missing. I think there's something we miss here. This so they become like it's a new burden for me now, and so I'm thinking of starting something life after school for them. That's the new one I want to start to
You
do.
know,
Life after school for
when Kehinde
for
says, dream big, aim high, and conquer the world, I that in itself sounds like a whole lot other job. Because I said, when you're not in the Fufu Factory, what do you do? Oh my goodness. What she does is a whole other, another life. This lady is living several parallel lives all in one. And she's a poster child for, you can't put all your eggs in one basket. And then we have to have multiple of everything, multiple joys, multiple income sources of income, multiple everything. Yes, welcome back, Kehinde. You were saying about the Gen Zs that they kind of make you afraid. Why is that?
They're not prepared for the reward. They're not prepared
Mm,
for the reward.
you know that
They're not prepared. They're not
that the
prepared for
first.
responsibility. And there seems to be a lot of entitlement mentality around them. Uh, you hardly have a conversation with them. They're on their phone. They're not grounded. And I think that all of us contribute to getting them to where they are. We do everything for them, and so they don't see the reason why they should do anything. And it's a lot of challenge. Once
Oh,
once is a bit of inconvenience, they want to check out. They're not ready to to fight it to the end, to get to the end of it. I call them microwaves baby.
okay. A whole other conversation that we're going to have some other time, because I think that we bettered them and we contributed to all of this
Oh,
in one
sure.
way or another, coupled with the fact that they seem to be the only generation that is living on the metaverse and also the universe at the same time without first being grounded on the universe. So yeah, and that's why we need to tag along with them as much as we can so that they don't check out on us and we shouldn't also check out on them. So now there is something you normally say that I was leaving to explore further with you. You normally would say, with the right guide, everything is possible.
Yes.
So I want you to just let us know what that is. Everything is possible with the right guide. How do we go about getting the right guide, not guard, guide, so that people listening would understand that that which seems insurmountable to them right now is surmountable. The only problem is that they haven't found the right guide to be able to tackle it.
Okay, the Bible said that there's a spirit inside of a man. The breath of the Almighty gives it inspiration.
I'm sorry to interrupt you with my laughter. Somebody said, please don't check out on our Gen Z. Oh. I'm sure it's a Gen Z person on the group. Okay, please go ahead. Don't mind me.
The Bible said that there's a spirit inside of a man. The breath of God gives it understanding.
Yeah.
First, you have some people call it meditation. Some people call it the Holy Spirit. But whatever you call it, if you stay in tune with yourself over anything, whether it's a new venture, whether it's a challenge, whether it's a situation, if you Paul, I once attended a class that was organized by UFOM, and she brought Paul. Paul says you have to learn how to think, the art of thinking. If you think long enough, he actually gave us an assignment and said, find 30 minutes every day to just think. If you think long enough on a situation, you will get a solution. Whether it's intuition, you call it, whether it's the Holy Spirit speaking to you, whatever you want to call it. If you stay hard enough on something, there was no new invention that just came just like that. It was somebody thinking about something, trying to find a solution to something. In the process, some other things might be battered, but it was because somebody was deliberate or wanting something out of something. If you look at that thing hard enough, if you dwell on it long enough, you will see the chances that makes the impossibility possible. God didn't speak to Moses when the bush was burning. It was because Moses turned aside. The Bible recorded that Moses turned aside. He looked deep enough. It was when he looked deep enough, then the voice of God came out. Maybe if he had not looked deep enough, he probably would not have heard his voice at that time. What are you looking at? And from what direction are you looking at? If every time you see a problem, all you see is a problem, I had to condition myself. When I see a problem, it's not a problem, it's a challenge. And so when I'm approaching the challenge, I'm approaching it with, I'm looking for a solution. I'm not looking at it as just a problem. I want to whine, I want to cry, I want pity party. Because at the end of the day, all of that is not going to give you any solution. Is when you look at it with the eyes of, I want solution. And when you look at it deep, and the deeper you look, the more you see.
Mm. Mm. I have to sit up for this one. It's sinking in. Hmm. The deeper you look, the more you see.
Yes. Your vision is not going to get clear. It's not going to get clear looking at it just once. It's going to get clearer as you look. And then you'll be shocked that even just one solution, behind one solution, there are 10 other solutions. But because you look deep enough, but you see one solution, you run off with it. That's the place of perseverance. That's the place of determination. That's the place of wanting solution. And that's where impossibility become possibilities.
I'm certainly happy that that line leapt out at me and that I asked you that question because you have just said it all. We need to be still.
Yeah.
We need to look and look again. Because if you weren't still, you wouldn't have heard start with fufu.
Mm-hmm.
If you did not look and look again, you would not have developed the process of this fufu burger and fufu powder that we're discussing today. Because I am certainly very sure that it wasn't the first time you did it that you got it right.
Mm-mm.
You
No.
have done it over and over. And even in course of our conversation now, you have shared that you are still looking at it to find out ways to make it better, more sustainable, and be available for as much as 100,000 persons per day and counting. So it just shows me that you are a believer of the things that you say, that you just don't merely say them. You also follow your own rules. So everything is surmountable if you find the right guide. It's important who guides you, it's important where you go to, it's important how you do it. I pray that everybody listening to our conversation who needs a guide will find the right guide to help them
Amen.
get on the road. Yeah. Okay. So we have actually spent a lot of time talking. So let's start winding down and wrapping up. Could you please give your advice? What would you advise aspiring entrepreneurs who want to incorporate sustainability in their businesses? What would your advice be?
First of all, you must understand that it's not a common route. And so you have to be determined. You're not just going to wake up and say you want to do it, because everything is going to come at you to not want to do it. Everything. There are going to be days when you just want to throw in the towels. Believe me, if I wasn't under instruction and knowing that I heard from him, I would have taken a walk from this.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Recently, we had the richest man in Africa say that entrepreneurs should not go to hell a second time. That when they get to heaven, God will say, "Yes, oh, you're an entrepreneur from where? From Nigeria? Please go to heaven. You have already seen hell." So, entrepreneurship is not a child's joke. It's not a child's play. However, it is where and I'm speaking from my own experience now. It is where you express your utmost self.
Yeah.
For me, what entrepreneurship does, freedom to be all that you can be and do all that you can do. You know,
Makes you bosom.
yeah, knowing that you can stretch. Sometimes I personally get shocked at myself. You're still here. And so I understand what you mean by I understand what you mean by you would have thrown in the towel, but you're going nowhere because you're gonna be here, you're gonna do it. And like I always would say, Guinness was a man like you and I,
Yeah.
a human like you and I, and Nestle is a human like you and I, and today they're in several countries, and so we can be doing this thing, and you never can tell the day that it will scale, and long after we are gone, the things that we started will keep going, and that is what sustainability is all about, and that's where we're heading to. So, did you tell us your future plan yet? You want to share with us your future plan on, scaling and ensuring that we have sustainable eating on a larger scale?
Well, one of our future plans is to have a Fufu Factory London, Fufu Factory in America.
Hmm,
Yeah,
this one
sitting
play.
pretty, sitting pretty in those countries or
This
continents.
one
You
I'm
know,
playing, man. I told you guys I'm
no,
going. When I
no,
when I
very plain.
when I write my profile anyway, I say my name is Ezine Kufrekanem. I'm a friend of Kehinde Omojuyigbe. So please get ready for me. Get ready. Did you hear that? A factory in the UK and another in the US. I love
Yes.
it for you, my sister. And as you've said it today, the universe has heard it, and so shall it be. You will achieve them
Amen.
in good
Amen.
health, in good
Amen.
health and of sound mind.
Amen.
You could run it
Amen.
and enjoy it.
Amen.
Mm.
Amen.
Amazing stuff. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you
Um,
for having me.
yeah, but I haven't let you go, so don't go yet. Oh, it's been amazing. I said it was going to be a banger, and it's just been exactly that. I'm very happy that we did this. So thank you so much for joining us today. Kate, it's been a pleasure talking to you and learning from you, all about the Fufu Factory and what it means to do business in a very sustainable way. In this climate, it's always cut and join. So to see someone who is going through the process and doing the right thing, I must applaud you. I must really applaud you. Okay. I'm sure our listeners are inspired by your journey and your commitment to sustainability. And I'm going to enjoin everybody. Let's keep this conversation going long after we turn off this episode. And when you do, please use the hashtag the Fufu Factory so that we can pick it up and then we can continue to talk. Listen, like I always say to people, our job is to help one another. So you've heard something this magical, something this awesome. Wilson, hi, welcome to the stream. You've heard something this magical, something this awesome. Another human like you is trying to do something that hasn't been done before. The only thing that you can do, besides going to buy it and enjoying it for yourself, is to give her a push along. So a simple hashtag that won't cost you anything. Hashtag the Fufu Factory. Let's go viral on this. It's such a huge thing she's doing. I'm usually not this emotional about anything, but man, I ate that fufu and I know that it is awesome. And so we should go and give her just a little talk, a little push along. Hashtag Fufu Factory, and let's have the conversation. Okay. Kehinde, please, you're going to help us put in the comments after where we can purchase in Nigeria. Yeah. And so that people who want to will get on with it. Okay. So before we wrap up today, I'd like to remind you all, can you imagine? I didn't talk about my pet project because this is phenomenal. What I was listening to today is phenomenal. And I did not open my mouth. Me, isn't it? I did not open my mouth to talk about the OPU conference. It's a lie. Hey. So now, at this point, before I wrap up, I'd like to remind you all about the upcoming OPU Women Conference 2024. And guess what? Kehinde is going to be there. So you better come and meet her in person and take that selfie now because it's not always going to be like this. Because when London happens and US happens, you'll be asking me, please, can I give you a connect? And I'll say, but I told you to come to the OPU conference and meet her and you did not want to come. So, anyways, back to my announcement. So you better come to the OPU Women Conference. It's an event you won't want to miss. It's packed with inspiring speakers and empowering sessions. Whether you choose to attend virtually or in person, make sure you secure your spot today. It's fast filling up. It's see from Canada to Germany to the UK to Nigeria to Ghana to Cameroon to South Africa. Oh my God, I have never been as elated as I am. I look at the stats every day and I'm like, we are on to something huge here. You better be a part of it now because when you now come later, you want to take my selfie. I know go grio. So please go register today. Go to www.opuconferences.com and register. Yeah, and make sure you secure your spot and let's continue to uplift and empower each other. And this is where we wrap today's edition of Opi with Ezine. It's been another amazing one. And the people on the stream agree with me because Wilson says it's been a very inspiring session. Yeah. So please follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Up You with Ezine. Get copies of our books, Up You, and When Adversity Strikes, Fight, and Thank You. Please be sure to also follow the Fufu Factory on Instagram and on Facebook so that you can get all the education you need about the fufu and all the things that it can do to help you live better and live healthier. Big up to everyone that is involved in creating this magic every week, starting with you, our dear listeners, our guests, our advertisers, callers, and engineers on duty, the amazing OPU team. Thank you for tuning in, everyone. Be sure to check out the Fufu Factory, like I said, and support their incredible work in promoting sustainable eating. Um, until I come your way next time, stay inspired, keep making positive impact. My name is Ezine Kufre Kanem. I'm from Kehinde and myself is bye bye and up you.
Help you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much.